I'm bringing sexy back. Yeah. The mother boys don't know how to act. Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to another past, present, future video. This time we'll be doing Guardian, which is going to be a quick video because Guardians are generally very easy to build. So let's go ahead and get started. This will be the first generation Guardian when the class first came out. So Osiris was the thing. So we'll call this entry Osiris meta right here. And this one you guys are probably aware of back when Guardian first came out. At the time, the best things to get was basically nothing, honestly. The introduction of tier 3 weapons, Trembling and Full Metal, those were the best core at the time. Osiris was the best stacker. I have Spear here, but Jade and Hammer is perfectly fine. And the Eclipse Sword is because using these tier 3 weapons, your HP is down until the introduction of Heroic and Legendary, which makes it so when you use HP buffs, you don't lose them yourself for using Lance and Shield. So Eclipse Sword was a need for these type of builds, just so you don't mitigate the loss of HP, which is very nice to have. And without gem swords, Iber Crystal or Living Guardian was the best resurrection weapons at the time as well. So this is the first generation of Guardians. Pretty good, because that basically gives them everything they need. But it wasn't sufficient because you had to take an Eclipse Sword, which is basically taking up a slot just for selfish buffs, which I am not a fan of. So next part we have the Athena meta. I won't call this really a meta because basically it is the same thing as Osiris. You don't have to get Athena, but if you go ahead and do so, it basically replaces spears in my opinion because it does do damage and basically it does whatever Osiris Spear does but better for a Holy Sword. It doesn't replace Hammer and Jade because these two, if you build enough element, it does heal. So Hammer and Jade are healing for the whole team. Of course, you're going to have a Valkyrie, but in some instances, that little bit of heal just helps regenerate your EP a little bit faster compared to the Aegis Holy Sword. And everything else stays pretty much the same. Next part we have, I think this is the Gem series, the Gem series meta. And basically what this does, basically everything stays the same except now this can go away because at this point the introduction of Heroic and Legendary for the first tier of Daemon weapons makes it so you don't lose HP when you use these, which is really cool. So now you can go ahead and stack the Resurrection Swords, the Gem Swords, which replaces the Holy Sword here for Eclipse, and the 2 Resurrection that is needed. So one is going to be your core here. You almost never play Guardian with at least one of these. Some instances you use 2, but those are like specific fights. And Trembling and Full Metal still stays pretty much the same. So you guys can tell just with these 2 weapons, Full Metal and Trembling, that these are core, and you pick whichever you want from here depending on the fight. And then we have part 2 here. So this has become the Goddess meta. Not really a meta. It's just change stackers. Not really much of a difference. So this replaces Athena because this right here grants HP buffs to the whole team. And I believe that's it. Yeah, HP buff to the whole team. So that's another way of boosting HP. So that already is better than Aegis in my opinion. Not much to talk about for Aegis. It doesn't replace Hammer and Jade once again because these 2 stackers heals the whole team. And at this point in the game, you should have enough elements to heal the whole team. So these 2 are still really good. That's why Osiris for Guardians basically carries you out the rest of your life. So some pro Guardians use 555 Legendary Osiris, so that's why it is pretty good to have. And everything else stays pretty much the same thing. And then Prison meta, this one, same thing as the Goddess meta, except you're just shifting out the Tremblings for the Prison Shields. And Prison Shields are basically, what they do is they serve as like a Trembling and a Full Metal together. So in this case, I have Light as my example. So in this case, All dark damage that comes to you, you take 0 damage, dark physical damage, and any other element, you still take damage. You just have a lot of defense to go with it. So if you use a combination of both these weapons, that's what I use on my current Guardian as of right now. You should be invulnerable to any source of damage because dark, the weakness of full metal, the light full metal is darkness, which gets blocked by prison, and then prison serves as the HP buffs that can't be dispelled, and it takes damage from every other element except dark, which can be covered with full metal, which is a really nice mutualism between both these weapons. So having both is good, and in some cases, having a second gem sword helps a lot. No Zeus meta because I don't think Zeus is that great on Guardians. One HP buff after a certain limit is not needed, so you don't have to go the extra mile to get Zeus for Guardians. Just so you can get a bit more HP, you get a bit more stacks for your gem swords, but you already have Valkyries, so you don't have to worry about healing them too much. Just getting them up with the gem sword is the main purpose of having them to begin with. And the EP drain is immense. Guardians don't have much HP compared to like Valkyries. Valkyries on most occasions have like 45 EP, whereas Guardian at this point in the game has like 29 or like 29, 28. I can't remember how much I had exactly. So that's not much to work with. After like 4 or 5 uses, you'll be taking a heavy hit on your EP. So I wouldn't recommend getting a Zeus at all. And no tier 4 because Gungnir is still pretty new into the game. I'm not going to talk about that. That's a different beast on its own. So aside from that, Guardians is very easy to build. I recommend if you guys really want to flex a support class, go ahead and do Guardian. Very easy to build. Just get 1 stacker, 1 or 2 gem swords, 2 of these shields or 2 of these shields, and you're basically good to go. So thank you all for watching. That was a quick video for Guardian. Nothing much to talk about. Very easy to build. A little bit tricky to play depending on what the content is, but you guys can figure it out on your own. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.